Hello and welcome to round one with our Thriving Rats deck. This is a pretty solid opening hand. We get to curve out a little bit and we have some nice 5-drops to look forward to. So I chose to be on the play here and we'll get things started. Alright, Orti, our opponent, is in white. Let's get some energy. And getting these 1/1 counters going will be great before we run out of good attacks. They don't have a second land. They were on the draw, and that's kind of rough. They probably have some good 2-drops to, and they were just hoping to draw land. Well, rats will get a bit bigger here. Oops, what am I doing? So it was nice to draw land there, especially forest, because now it unlocks our Nissa no matter what land we draw. Okay, so they had at least one little thing. Oh, this is great too. We get to make our rats a little bigger. We could also save the energy for casting a 5-drop next turn, but I'm going to live a little dangerously. Because we're pretty far ahead even without casting our 5-drops, and doing an extra damage times the number of turns it gets in, yeah, that's pretty good. So they have another possible blocker here, but we're just going to go nuts and cast Nissa. They might concede here. I mean, this is getting out of hand. Don't have to worry about which land we played because her animation gives haste. Yeah, also, don't forget how these cards work. This thing will be a land until your next turn, so I'm just going to go nuts here. I could leave the Servant back, but it's just not necessary. Nissa won't be pressured enough to kill her, and if they want to trade both of their cog workers for the Servant, they're just taking way too much damage. They would go to 1 that way. Well, they're making a bunch of mistakes. It looks like they didn't even want their servo. I mean, it's not really a mistake if you've kind of given up, but there we have it. Keeping a 1-lander was a little more suspicious. Okay, the deck seemed to work out like it was. We're not sure if they have flyers or what, so... Okay, looking at this eliminate the competition, the problem with this is it's sorcery. A lot of the juicy targets are vehicles, which you won't even be able to get with this thing most of the time. And yeah, Tidy Conclusion just seems better to me. Especially if you're trying to kill one target. Like, you don't have to sacrifice anything. And that's usually how it's going to work. So that's just a little justification for leaving that behind, even though we do have some extra servos, which could be good to sacrifice. Gary the Snail. Oh well. Yeah, this format's been a lot of fun. Just the whole trinity of energy, servos, and I don't know. A lot of good stuff going on. Alright, they're down to 6. Oh, shoot. We kept this hand without thinking about it. Well, alright, they did a 1-land hand. And they're down to 5. We'll see how this works. We've only got 16 in the deck, so hopefully we draw something to play our Thriving Rats off of. Got lucky. If I really thought about that, I would have mulliganed, but I don't know what I was thinking about. That's what I get for talking while playing. It seems to be working out so far. If we can keep drawing lands, it'll be even better. Can't attack alone. So it could definitely block our Thriving Rats. And I'll offer that trade. If they take it, I mean, they're down to 4 cards, and if they don't take the trade, then we kind of got away with something. All right. That's fair enough. While they're tapped out, it means we're not going to get blown out by a trick there. All right, and now that it's done with, we don't have to worry about it getting the 9th Bridge Patrol bigger. All right, so fortunately we've drawn a couple lands in the top 3. We weren't really favored to do that, but here we go. There might be a trick now, but I'm not too worried about that. It's a little awkward that we have to cast our Judge out. But again, we're so far ahead, they have to mulligan down to 5 here. That our 3/3 really does work. Best draw here would be Forest, but I'll take any land. Hey, Pia. That was not bad. Yes, we did it. All right. Now this thing can kind of slow Fire Breath on an artifact. We could go ahead and kill the Pia, or we could try to get really aggressive and play Nissa. I'm not going to play Nissa quite yet. I want to attack with both of these, see if there's some trades offered. 3, 6. No, they're not. They're not doing any trades. So I will cast an Aetherborn to be mana efficient and get a Servo. We already played our Judge, so the counter doesn't help us much. Yeah, they just seem like they're a little bit too far behind. What they would need is something like Fumigate. But even then, they lose a couple of their good creatures. Yeah, Fumigate, that's got to be one of the best cards in the set. Wraths are very good in this format. It doesn't hit vehicles, but they would need to follow it up with a creature to even crew any leftover vehicles. Oh wow, my privileges, you monster. And now they're back trying to block. The problem with that is it's not going to work out super well for them. Let's just start attacking for more. They don't have enough to kill the land, so I'm going to hold back the Servo in case they really do try to go after Nissa, but also just because they have a free chump block. These are good attacks here. Anything they trade the Broker with can make something bigger. Sure, so maybe we make the Judge bigger to at least trade with the Bridge Patrol. Or not trade with it, but beat it in combat. Yeah, I've seen the Bridge Patrol be pretty good. You wouldn't want a lot in your deck, but having like one of this guy, the upside is pretty high. It's bomb-like in that you have to deal with it. Ooh, Bizarre Barge. And they can even crew it. So tidy conclusion really showing its worth here again. Oh god, yeah. So, good luck. 4, yeah, we just win here. Make sure to keep up some mana. I was trying to be clever and like die young this. They crew the barge. Then we untap a land and kill the barge. But that just doesn't win, and this does win. I guess, yeah. So they have to go crew it, or else I don't win this turn. But I expected them to crew it, and that kind of makes sense. So there we go. Nissa and a bunch of tidy conclusions really work well together.